Hi, YouTube. I break things. Oh, let's try this again. You are listening to the only show where a former police officer, alongside a current law school student, tackle politics, the legal system, and corruption. The show, known around the world as Qualified Immunity. Is it a bad idea to leave like Hallmark movies on over my shoulder?
For a second, it didn't look like a Hallmark movie. It looked almost like Carrie or something. I don't know what this is.
Carrie.
Carrie.
It's a
Carrie.
Carrie.
Carrie. Stephen King?
No.
No.
There's only one Stephen King thing that you could honestly say, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's Stephen King. I'll
Shining.
No.
What?
Under the Dome.
Oh, okay. That's an interesting choice. Shining? No.
No. I mean, I've heard of it, but what?
Oh my gosh.
You know there's like a list of like
You uncultured swine.
okay, there it is. There it is.
Did you get that reference?
No, I just know it's what like everybody calls me.
Oh my gosh. Because that is actually a reference. And the fact that you don't get it is actually hilarious. Because you've seen it.
Oh, I have.
I would be shocked if you had not.
What movie is it?
Toy Story.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I love Toy Story.
You don't even know where that line comes from, do you?
I'm going to assume they said it to the pig.
Actually, I think they did, which is funny. At the beginning, hey, Ham, look, I'm Picasso. I don't get it.
Oh, yeah.
You uncultured swine.
Yeah, Mr. Potato says it to the pig. Yeah. Yeah.
Mr.
Well, with that being said, who is going to be Mr. President to you?
Or Madam.
Boy, hey. I voted already, so...
I have not voted yet.
Apparently, my wife... Okay, so...
Oh my gosh, here we go.
Yeah, we have 2 kids, and the line to vote early was wrapped around the building, yada, 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 yada. So I went and voted.
You didn't get to meet Kendra Horn, did you?
Not my district.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. I always forget about that because you're so invested in that race.
I really, really, really want Steph to win. Like, really bad.
One of my friends made the news.
Really?
Yeah, they went to go vote, and it was one of those deals where it was wrapped around the block.
Yeah.
And Kendra Horn shows up because she can talk to people in line and still be 300 feet from the door.
Oh my God, I never thought about that.
And so she's going down the line, and she meets one of my friends who had actually worked for her campaign. She's like, "Oh, hey, how are you?" And they're like, "Great." And that picture is what made the news. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
They could literally walk the line and still be 300 feet away from a polling place.
Yep, she did it.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Like, because early voting is only, like, Oklahoma County only has 2 places to vote early.
Yeah.
Wow. That's brilliant. Like, that's impressive to me. That's really impressive to me.
I mean, I've done that before for somebody, but you know.
I mean, I ran for office twice and never would have thought about that.
You did stand outside polling places, though, right?
Oh yeah, because like the county sheriff called on me because I was supposedly too close.
Yeah, I had that done too.
And then they showed up.
I wasn't too close though.
I wasn't either because they showed up like, well, I don't have a measuring wheel. I'm like, I do.
Yeah, yeah. We
and I was 307 feet from the front door.
The only thing worse than not doing it is getting arrested for doing it.
Like,
Maybe. Although, if you're...
I don't think... Who's going to arrest for that?
I mean, the sheriff came out.
Yeah, but I don't... They literally were like, I don't know if you're too close or not. I'm like, I'm not. I measured it last night.
Of course, the most correct response is when he says, I don't know, you should just be like, okay.
I just blew. And we measured. Like, I knew the guy, though.
Yeah.
And it was one of those, we measured it, and he walked up to Karen that said I was too close, that was voting for somebody else that lost too. Suck it. And he goes, no, he's not too close. And she was like, well, I think he's too close.
Well, you don't write the laws.
And he said the law's 300 feet. He's 310 feet away.
Oh my gosh.
And I literally was like, and I didn't do like I didn't do as it walks. Like I did line of sight.
Yeah.
300 feet.
Yeah.
And I was 307 feet away.
Yeah.
I never would have thought about early voting to where.
Oh yeah.
Well, we never ran in counties big enough.
No, I've worked on campaigns.
Yeah. It was like, because like you and I to stay. This is the first time I had to wait to vote early. And Steph made a comment, my wife made a comment about, so when you vote, have you ever voted early?
Yeah. Yeah, actually, that's usually my...
Did you have to do a green sheet? The whole affidavit that you're absentee and you're not going to show up to your polling place on...
No.
Yeah, you do now.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
You have to do it. You have to sign an affidavit that says you will not show up to your polling place at your precinct and vote again. Because she said you're always supposed to have done one.
Well,
The thing was, and I jokingly told Steph this, I go, yes, because when we voted early, my name was on the ballot.
Yeah. I may have done one of those before, but I don't remember. I don't remember ever doing that.
Yeah, you're supposed to do it every single time you vote early. Because you're technically voting by absentee. Technically. I'm also never running for office again. Somebody asked me the other day to run for office.
What are you running for?
No.
What did they ask you to run for?
County commissioner.
You've told me this before that somebody asked you to do that.
That I have somebody ask me about every other week if I have thought about running for
I think you should.
state house, state senate, or county commissioner, and I was like, done it, no.
I think you should.
They actually started at Congress, and I was like, no.
Like they wanted you to run for Congress?
Yeah, I was like, no.
No.
Just because I said it, I was like, do you realize the amount of money it would take to run for Congress?
I've helped with a lot of different races, and I still have plans to like help out with races in the future. I'm not helping out with senator representative.
That's because you don't sleep.
Yeah, I helped with the Senate race.
You don't. Like a statewide race, you don't sleep.
For about 6 months, I think I averaged per night less than 2 hours.
Oh yeah, easy.
And I put in one summer, I put 30,000 miles on a van.
I've helped on Congress, the governor's campaign. I've never done Senate. I've done a presidential campaign. Presidential campaigns.
Yeah. See, I can't imagine working on a presidential campaign because I would feel so.
Like, I don't have a better way to put it than shit show.
I don't want to say useless. Like, me personally, I would see what I was doing and think, how is this even helping?
Like door knocking.
Yeah.
In a swing state.
Yeah.
You will get, and this is 8 years ago. I'd hate to do it today. Like, I feel sorry for the college kids that are out there door knocking right now, because I'm not kidding.
With code restrictions, oh yeah.
No, because people will throw crap on you.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
It's one of those.
Yeah.
hi, my name's so and so. I'm campaigning for so. Like, I mean, obviously you're more enthusiastic than this, but I'm campaigning for so and so for president. I was wondering if you decided who you're voting for yet. I'd never vote for that bastard. And they throw their tea on you. Like, it's no joke.
That's a battery.
No, that's politics. That's campaigning. It's mind-boggling to me. I don't think, what did I have thrown on me? It wasn't tea, it wasn't water. Because I remember I had to go change because I was sticky.
I never had anything thrown on me. I did have a guy answer the door with no clothes on, and it was an interesting conversation. Yeah, that was fun.
Hi, sir. Are you voting for Mr. Packer? I mean, Packerwood for Senate.
He answered the door, and there were I want to say it was about 10 seconds of silence, just like.
And you're just like, you're naked.
I didn't say anything about it. I did my thing.
It's at that moment in time, you're like, keep your eyes up. Keep your eyes up. Keep your eyes up.
At a certain point, I was like, you know what? I don't know how crazy this guy is, so I'm just gonna roll
He
with this as
answered the
normal.
door stark ass naked. I think that starts cutting out levels.
I was like, I'm just gonna pretend like this is normal and nothing will happen. So.
Oh no! Sorry. Side story. I go to vote, and I thought, it was 9 to noon. It turns out it was 9 to 2. I get there at 12:30, and I call Steph. I'm like, hey, it's till 2. As long as you get in line before 2 o'clock, you're good. Do you want me to? I'll go drive around. I gotta go get diesel. I gotta do some stuff. I'll drive around with the kids. Like, my son's about to take a nap. My daughter wanted coffee. And a 3-year-old asking for coffee.
You told her no, right?
Of course I told her no. I just may or may not give her some of my coffee. Dude, I remember drinking coffee when I was her age. Not exactly, but I was 5 or 6 years old and I was drinking coffee with my dad. They were just like, oh, it'll stunt your growth. I'm like, I'm 6'1".
See, neither one of my parents drank coffee, and so I didn't have it until I was in junior high. And then people told me, "Oh, it'll stunt your growth." Which
and
is
you're
funny.
what, 6'4"?
Yeah, 6'4.5".
Yeah, like I'm just like, okay, Karen.
Of course, by the time I was in junior high, I'd already had one summer where it grew 6 inches. So, don't.
I love to say that because that's.
Do we need to take a break? You okay?
Like you don't set very many up for me that's that easy.
Greg.
Thanks. I needed that. Think with as sore as I am right now, I needed that. So I go pick Steph up. I drop her off. She's in line. Like an hour and a half later, she texts me. She goes, "Yeah, I'm almost done." Because you had to stand in line, and then you had to play musical chairs because they were 6 feet apart inside, like for 5 different stations. It was a cluster. It was a total cluster.
Did they tell you had to be 6 feet apart?
The chairs were 6 feet apart.
Oh, I would have had fun with that.
And you went through station 1.
When they hand you your ballot, you're supposed to say, "Well, how am I supposed to cheat if they're that far away?"
No, the poles were not 6 feet apart. The poles were normal. They were the same normal poles. The foursomes were 6 feet apart. But the chairs were all 6 feet apart, and then you would move. I mean, only 14. There are 13 people could go at a time. And hey, we're live on YouTube.
Yeah.
I got the email again.
Hey guys.
So we keep moving chairs around like boot camp style, and then you're supposed to. And then you get there, and you're supposed to have your voter registration card and your driver's license. Yeah,
That's not always been required either. Or I've not always shown those. usually my driver's license
It's
is.
been required since like 2010. It was a Tea Party era thing.
Well, to be fair, my county's a little bit behind because I had to help them operate the voting machine.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I've said. We've always voted. Okay, as long as we've known each other, we voted in counties so small. People,
Yeah.
like the entire time. I think I voted up there one time.
I walk in and two of the ladies go, "Oh, hey, how are you?"
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they know my name.
Yeah. But I was thinking out of all the elections
Yeah.
that I lived in that county, I was on a ballot for 60% of them. Like, because my name was on a ballot in 14, my name was on a ballot in 16, my name was on a ballot in 17.
2 times in 16.
Yeah, 2 times in 16.
No. Once in 2016. You're right.
Officially.
Yeah.
And then once my name was on a ballot in 17. I'm tired of seeing my name on a ballot, and I never thought I would ever say that. Like, I wish I could have saved a ballot.
Print off a sample ballot.
I wish if I could go back and find one, I would.
Hmm.
Like I think it'd be cool to have the ballots framed that I was on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I never thought of that until right now. I wonder if the state election board could print off old ballots.
Probably. That would be a really cool. Oh man, that would be a really cool like.
Yeah, almost shadow box-ish.
Well, I mean, like. Okay, so I know a guy, and I've actually helped him do it before. He makes political atlases.
That would be cool.
And he's got one volume that's like 1970 or it's statehood to 1970. And it's just Oklahoma political atlases.
Have the ballots.
It would be really cool to have the ballots attached,
Mm-hmm.
like sample ballots in there. Of course, you wouldn't be able to do that before computers because
True.
where are you gonna get those? Although the election board might actually have those, you never know.
I just think it'd be cool to be like, hey, look at all the stuff I lost.
Yeah. That would be kind of cool.
So,
Hey, I ran against this guy who's now, a senator. I knew him before he was anybody.
yeah. Yeah. Hey, guess what? I ran against this guy. And he beat me.
Can you imagine though, like today being like, oh, remember this? I ran against like Tom Coburn when he was running for. I guess,
Oh, I was thinking more like Mary Fallon when she was running for state rep.
Or, yeah, that would be cool.
Because, like, the funny part is, you and I know the guy who didn't run for re-election, and not the next cycle, but 2 years after he decided not to run for re-election, Mary Fallon ran and won. What?
Who?
Porter.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I did not know that was his district.
It was his district.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's also tragic, but it's hilarious.
Because he made a joke one day. He's like, maybe if I would have run for re-election, she wouldn't.
Man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fate is crazy.
Like, it was his district. He didn't run for re-election. And, like, the next cycle, not immediate, but a cycle or two later, Mary Fallon ran for that seat and then won. And then went from there to lieutenant governor,
That is
to Congress,
fascinating.
to governor. Yeah. And thus the Mattress Mary saga began.
So you call her Mattress Mary too?
I don't call her that. I just think it's a funny name.
It is funny. I don't call her that because, some people get really offended by
I
that.
call her Mary Phelan.
Have you seen the picture of her with the guy that has
That
that
was a shirt on that says Mary
Mary
Phelan.
Phelan, and she's posing with him. It's like and then I know somebody that was in the room at that time, and they said about 2 seconds after that she realized what it actually said.
How did that would have been awesome to be in the room.
Yeah.
That would. I'm sure she had a total come apart too.
From what I understand, it was not that bad. It was like, well, that's not very nice, and she was like trying to be
Governor.
stately about it, I guess. I don't know. But it was obvious that
she was pissed.
Yeah.
She was pissed because she'd been duped.
Yeah. The funny part is the fact that she was duped, and it was like it's
It's the
literally
same thing the legislator did to her for 8 years in a row.
yeah.
I'm vetoing constitutional carry. Kevin Stitt runs for office. I don't know why she vetoed that. I sent it to my desk. We're gonna vote for you.
To be fair, that's not very nice. I'll say it anyway. Is that you two again?
Yeah.
To be fair, Mary Fallon doesn't seem like a hard person to dupe. To me.
She was always nice, but it was just like,
Yeah, she was not. Well, she was nice. Yeah,
I'm just like,
she was polite.
she was polite. Bless her heart. That's the best way I can put it. Bless her heart. God, I keep being sidetracked. Steph goes to vote.
Oh my gosh, here we go.
So I come back and I pick her up, and she goes, so the guy in front of me in line,
Oh dear. What now?
well, she didn't wear a mask either, and somebody tried to give her hell about it. And I don't know where it came from because my wife's an angel, but this whole mask thing, my wife has started snapping back at people in public,
I love it.
and it's kind of funny to watch. Like, it's that moment of time of like, I'm going to go stand over here while you discuss this. And then you just see like Mama Bear come out, and it's like, you're not going to tell me what I have to do, how I have to do it, or what my kids have to do.
I told you this months ago about the mask mandate deal.
What?
Everybody has a breaking point.
And it's like, Steph's polite about it. She's just blunt. I don't know where she got that from. But I guess the guy in front of her.
Buried into it.
Yeah, she married into it. The guy in front of her goes to vote. Perfectly quiet, whatever. On the way out the door, screams, JoJo 2020!
I love it.
And
Yes.
I was like, no way. And she goes, yes. He walking out the door, he turns around to the entire thing that's voting right now and screams, JoJo 2020! And just turns around and walks out the door. And I was like, why can't I have these things happen to me? Like, that takes some.
I mean, it's illegal, but
That's what I told him. Like, he probably ran out the door before a deputy came around the corner and arrested him.
and see, I can't do that because everybody in the election place knows who I am.
Like, blew my. Apparently, yeah. She goes. She's like, I give away who my wife voted for. She goes, I filled in the JoJo thing, and I'm like going down the line, voting for the people, and all of a sudden his JoJo 2020 walking at the door, and I'm like, so what's the likelihood that there are two people? Like, seriously, think about it.
Yeah. Well, I thought when you said that, I thought half the people in there,
Have no idea who he's talking
when
about.
you say JoJo, they aren't thinking Joe Jorgensen. They're like, who the hell are you talking about?
True.
Like, who's JoJo?
True. But it's, you get this moment of time. There goes a Biden person.
Yeah.
Come here, Grandpa JoJo. And you guys. Who's Kamala Harris's VP gonna be?
Mayor Pete.
Good word.
I had so I have friends at law school who are Democrats. Shocking.
Oh my God, no way.
They're really active in politics.
Are they Democrats or are they socialists?
Good question. They don't identify as socialists, but they're Democrats.
Okay, continue.
Yeah. And they're really active in campaigns and whatnot. They talked about, quote, Mayor Pete, and if he runs for anything else, he should just campaign as Mayor Pete and just keep the Mayor Pete thing. And then we develop, if he runs for, Senate, it should be Senator Mayor Pete. And then if he runs for Vice President, Senator Mayor Pete. Just keep building it
Just
up.
keep the titles going.
Yeah.
Then he goes to law school and he's President, Vice President, Senator, Mayor Pete, Esquire. Dude, I'm telling you, when you graduate, I'm gonna literally walk around and be like, Mr. Esquire? Did you officially earn them?
I'm gonna have to find a title of nobility for you. Your pomposity.
No.
That's what it is.
You keep trying to stick that to me. No.
Your pomposity.
That's just gross. I keep like setting my arms down. I'm like, ow! Sorry, in case you didn't know this, Oklahoma got wrecked by an ice storm. And like all of my friends apparently.
I feel like this says a lot about where I live that nobody's picking up tree limbs.
Yeah.
Just wait until they dry out and they're a lot lighter. You can just pick them up.
Yeah. Well, the problem is like these like Oklahoma City. Like I didn't
Yeah.
believe it
Yeah.
until I drove down there to help people cut up trees.
Yeah.
Because I've done nothing for 2 days but cut up trees and haul them out of backyards. The problem becomes it's a war zone down there. Because we had to stop, back up, and go find a different way out of a neighborhood because there's a tree
Yeah.
trees laying in the middle of the road.
Where's the National Guard when you need them?
At home playing Xbox. I mean,
No, the power's out. They can't do that.
sorry. They're probably at the armory playing Xbox. Because God knows the armory has generators.
True. Well, you gotta have phone service too. And
I really don't understand. Like that's it. That's a good question, actually. Where is the National Guard?
Well, you see their commercials and it's like this is what they do, but I don't think I've ever actually seen them do it.
I have tornadoes.
I mean, the destruction after this is not.
Oh,
quite as
this
bad
is-
as a tornado, but it's pretty bad.
We didn't get hit as bad as they did. Like we were supposed to get it worse. We didn't get hit as bad as the city did. The city is wrecked.
Yeah.
Like I mean, months. If it doesn't get hit again, because somebody said not this weekend but next weekend.
Yeah.
It's supposed to do it all over again.
That'll be fun.
Like if it does, and people laugh at this, I'm 100% serious when I say this. If it does do it, I'm going into the tree business and I'm done.
Gonna make $1 million in 2 weeks.
Not even that. I did it once and I loved it.
Yeah.
It's just wood chippers are expensive. It's the reason we don't use them for pedophiles yet. Wood chippers are expensive.
I knew that was coming.
I can't stand pedophiles.
I mean, who can?
The entire group that's pushing them. Groups, plural.
I mean,
Oh! Side note: did you see about all the lockdowns in Europe?
yeah.
Are they coming here? Nostradamus? Like you really? At this point, I'm going to get you an award for Christmas. It's a Nostradamus award.
Why?
Because everything you say, you speak it into existence.
What did I do? What did I say?
You want to go down the litany of
Well, in relation to now, what did I say?
nothing yet?
No.
But you go down the litany of everything. It's like, hey, so what do you think about this? And you're like, yeah, I think it's going to happen. And it's like, bam, Kamala Harris, VP.
I mean, I'm telling you right now, Trump's going to win the election.
Ooh.
And Florida's going to take more than a week to get decided, get their crap together.
See, when I posted my map on Facebook, everybody's like, Florida's going to go red. Because I had, on one of my maps, I had Florida blue.
I'll be honest, I don't know what Florida's going to do, but I know it's going to take more than a week to figure it out. And we're probably going to have thousands of ballots that are just found in a dumpster somewhere. Dumpster, back in somebody's car, in somebody's cat's throat.
Cat's throat.
You will find them everywhere.
The new intro next year is going to have that snippet in it. Live from the middle of America, in somebody's cat's throat.
What?
The blank show, because I'm not telling you the new branding until it's Christmas. What? You're concerned.
I am concerned.
60 episodes in, you just got concerned?
Oh, I'm usually concerned. It's just like there are different levels of concern. This is like DEFCON, 3?
It's a rebranding. It's not.
you make it seem like not a big deal, but 30 seconds ago it was a big deal.
Back at somebody's cat's throat.
Oh my gosh. You are going to find ballots everywhere.
I know. You're gonna find them everywhere. Because
You probably won't find. In Oklahoma, probably not going to be a big deal.
I don't believe that.
You don't think so?
No.
You think Oklahoma's actually going to be contested?
Uh,
Because I can tell you immediately who wins Oklahoma right now.
Not for president. I'm not talking about president.
Oh.
Down ballot races.
I mean, I could see Oklahoma City being rough.
Because I legitimately think there's a statewide race that's going to be closer than a lot of people think it is.
You really think Abby Broyles might win?
I think she's got a chance.
I mean,
I think she's pulled closer than anybody else in the last 20 years.
yeah, I'll agree with that.
She was within 4% on a poll the other day, and that's margin of error.
How much?
4%.
And you think she's going to win?
That's margin of error.
4%.
Yes.
The 4% margin of error.
No, she was 4 points behind Inhofe.
Okay, 4 points behind. I haven't been watching the polls in that race. I thought you meant she was polling at 4.
No, she was polling 4 points behind.
Yeah, I think she'll make it into the 40s.
I mean, I still think Inhofe wins, but
Yeah, and
if I had to call it right now, Inhofe wins. But that's going to be way closer than people think it's going to be.
I think she gets into the 40s.
That's.
High 30s, 40s.
I can also say this and not have. I can sleep at night after saying it too. Abby Broyles could beat Kendra Horn Part 2.
Oh, I think she would. Here's the other thing about Inhofe.
I say that being Inhofe could damn near be Steve Russell.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he waited until 2 weeks ago. I've been seeing Abby Broyles commercials for months.
I will also say this: Abby Broyles has whoever is handling her campaign is doing a really good job with the money.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not talking about raising money; they're spending money really wisely.
Which is unusual for a Democrat.
It is. In Oklahoma, it's incredibly unusual, especially for Democrats, but also for Republicans.
I just there's a whole caveat into this that I'm like I don't know.
The other thing about in-house race, and I was going to say this, that's a 4-way race with 3 different parties.
Yeah.
And I had not considered that. You get into the high 30s, low 40s, that might actually decide the race.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
I mean, there will be a runoff,
Oh.
but
No, there won't.
no,
No, not in general.
no, there will be a runoff.
Is the rule still true that you have to get
I'm pretty sure.
majority?
I'm pretty sure you have to get the majority.
Not the plurality?
50%.
Plurality.
For
I know it's true in primaries.
for special elections, I'm not sure. Because I think I've seen people win special elections with less than 50%.
I thought in the general,
I don't know.
I know in primaries in Oklahoma, you have to get a majority. I thought in general, you had to just get a plurality.
I think you have to get a majority.
It's easy. See when the runoff date would be for the general election, because they have to post all the dates on the election board. That's interesting. Dude, could you imagine that?
I mean,
A runoff? It's like watching your own Alex Trebek.
I do have a mustache.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's part of the reason you never shaved it.
That's not what this primary election results.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Going, that's a weird one. There we go, 2 episodes in a row. Mm-hmm. 2020 election calendar. See, because
Do you not? Oh, do you not have to?
yeah, you have to have a plurality in a general.
Oh, Abby Broyles might actually have a shot.
That's my point. Because libertarians in Oklahoma are going to pull from Republicans.
Well, and how many libertarians do you think are actually going to walk in and vote straight party?
Most of them.
You think so?
Yes.
Okay.
If they're a registered libertarian in Oklahoma,
Yeah.
they're voting straight party.
I wasn't asking that to be argumentative. I'm legitimately curious. I don't know. They might. And if they do, Abby Broyles might actually have a shot at winning 20% raise.
Because this is the funny part about this. I know at least 9 people who are registered Republicans
Yeah.
that voted for Abby Broyles.
Okay. I don't know. I am calling the fact that she makes it into the 30. Somewhere between 35 and 45. That's my estimate.
You want to talk about the episode of the year?
I mean, Inhoff's been, what, 30?
It's been as long as I'm alive, I think. Got too much exhaust fumes today.
He was elected to the House of Representatives in 87.
Yeah, so longer than I've been alive.
Yeah.
What do you sweat from? I didn't realize he was a congressman.
I didn't know he was a mayor.
Of what?
Tulsa.
Really?
From 78 to 84.
Was that?
That's impressive. Mayors in Oklahoma usually don't win statewide races.
He didn't want to say around statewide races.
Oh, that's true.
He was
That's
Congress.
true. Oh my goodness. Huh.
Was that pre-daddy or post-daddy? What's his name? Current mayor.
Oh, Barnum.
Yeah, Barnum.
Bynum.
Dumbass. I mean, whatever. It's all the same.
P.T. Barnum.
GT Barnum.
G.T. Bynum.
I got it.
Yeah.
The dude looks like Harry Potter. I just can't take him seriously.
Okay.
I'm the mayor.
What was your question?
His dad was the mayor of Tulsa. This is a lot of the reason he won.
Well, let's see. 32nd mayor of Tulsa is Inhofe.
That's interesting.
Preceded by LaFortune.
So Bynum was probably after it all.
Succeeded by Terry Young.
That's interesting.
Terry Young was succeeded by Dick Crawford. Dick Crawford was succeeded by Roger Randall.
Good lord, how many mayors did Tulsa have?
Oh, that's interesting. Let's see. Crawford was succeeded by Susan Savage,
It's been 2 years and like, screw it, I'm done.
who was succeeded by Bill LaFortune, a different LaFortune, who was succeeded by Kathy Taylor, who was succeeded by Dewey Bartlett, who was succeeded by Bynum, I think.
GT Barnum?
I think so. Yeah.
So when was his dad the mayor?
Oh no, let's go back to Inhofe and work backward.
Oh my god.
Let's see.
Because everybody's always said his dad was mayor.
Preceded by Robert LaFortune. Preceded by Hughley, James Hughley. That's really odd.
But I mean, now you're back to the 60s. Maybe his dad wasn't mayor.
Yeah, because Hughley was mayor from 66 to 77, or to 70, excuse me.
So Inhofe went from mayor to congressman to senator. That's crazy. I never knew he was in Congress. Yeah, general elections in Oklahoma only requires a plurality.
Well, this just got a whole lot more interesting. What?
I'm telling you, there's a shot.
We'll see. I mean, the independent, I'm guessing, is not going to pull more than 2%. That in Oklahoma, it's rare for an independent to get anything more than that.
I can see that. I want to know how much Kanye pulls. That's the real question.
In Oklahoma, probably not much. And we're a winner take all state, so it doesn't really matter that much.
I'm not sure I agree with it.
I don't know. I don't really care because it's president. So.
I don't care because it's on the federal level.
I need to invest some money on this election before Tuesday.
MyBookie.com.
What?
MyBookie.com.
Predicted.org. I put a lot of money on there. Don't
Real money. Like with a real bookie.
I mean,
You
there's
don't
no.
bet sports though.
I mean, there's no bookie, but in 2 years, I probably made $2,000.
Good Lord.
What?
Nothing. I just quit betting sports.
You should bet on politics.
No. Absolutely not. Okay, I would bet on primaries. I wouldn't bet on generals. Not anymore.
I will actually. I might still be willing to bet that Abby Boyles loses, but I think she makes it. I've given my range of mine. I think she makes it in the 30s, 40s.
I still think Inhofe wins. However,
It's gonna be close.
in Oklahoma,
Yeah.
if there's a libertarian on there, libertarians in Oklahoma pull
Yeah.
votes away from Republicans.
Yeah. And Oklahoma has seen a lot of upsets lately.
And I'm not kidding when I say I know at least 9 registered Republicans who voted for Abby Boyles
I believe that.
because they think Inhofe's incompetent. I've also heard multiple people say I'd rather have somebody I disagree with on something who's competent versus somebody who I supposedly agree with that's incompetent.
Well,
There is something to be said for that.
and my policy usually is I'd rather have somebody that I disagree with who I can talk to.
Yeah.
Rather than somebody
Well,
that I can't talk to that.
And this is mind-boggling to me. Look at the Abby Boyles campaign
Yeah.
versus the Kendra Horn campaign.
Okay.
Kendra Horn comes off as, I don't know the right word for this.
I know what you're saying. That's
I don't want to say bitchy because it's not bitchy. She comes off arrogant and just growly is the word I would use, but
she comes off as almost aggressive.
it's not almost. She comes off as aggressive. Like,
Okay.
you should vote for me. Like, I have done this. Vote for me.
You also have to realize that's been a I don't want to say nasty because Oklahoma races are not nasty. They just don't get that bad. It's been a very hotly contested race, and people have put out a lot of attack ads.
I get it, but the other side of that goes to Abby Boyles' race is just as contested. Abby Boyles was a household name.
I disagree.
I'm telling the fact that we're sitting here discussing the idea of Senator Boyles.
I mean, she's popular. I'll give you that, but she does not have the name recognition that Jim Inhofe does. And Jim Inhofe, he's been out there 30 years.
For longer than that. Even 40.
Yeah, he's been. You're not helping your argument here. He's been up there forever.
But I think you also have to talk about the people voting for Jim Inhofe. It's not a lot of people our generation.
Yeah.
You've been there. You've been there how long? Do what?
Well, depressing fact of the matter is people our age don't vote. we're getting to where they do because
Didn't. I'm telling you, that line I stood in for early voting, it's a lot of people under 30. Like, I was the old guy in the line.
how many people were in that line?
500.
Yeah, 500 early voting.
It's something. Go look at. I'm telling you, go look at this stuff in Oklahoma City. Go watch those lines. There's a lot of people under 35, 30 and 35. Like, everybody around me, except for one old man, literal old man, everybody around me was a college kid.
Maybe you're right. Maybe
This is different this year, and I can't tell you why.
normally you cannot compete with the Social Security vote.
I think that
just,
changes in 2020.
it may be different this year because of COVID.
I don't even think it's because of COVID. I think millennials are to the point where they're like, like, I don't even think you're considered a millennial. What year were you born?
What's the range?
94.
Yeah, then I would be.
Then you're the ass end of it. I think it's 86 to 94 are millennials. Millennials got to that point where they're not politically engaged. They're getting through college. They're getting their family set up. Yada 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 yada. Good lord.
Well,
I think I'm allergic to maple trees. And then they've gotten to this point of we're to that age
yeah.
to where
Statistically, people don't vote usually until they have children. And we're
most millennials have children.
the numbers are still going to be lower than what I think you're building them up to be. It's going to be higher than in the past, no doubt.
It's going to be higher than any time. It's going to be higher than any previous race when it comes to people under 35 voting.
Yeah, because millennials are getting older. They aren't getting younger.
Well, and the problem is what do they call them? Gen Zs, the ones behind us.
Are they Zoomers or whatever?
Zoomers. They're becoming more politically active earlier than we did because of social media. And you got to think about it. This year's a huge get out and vote drive by everybody.
Okay, I mean,
I'm telling you, if Abby Broyles wins, it's because of the under 40 vote. It's because of millennial votes. Because nobody's walked in to have to, and I would say this for both sides, Democrats and or Republicans. People like Nancy Pelosi and Jim Inhofe need to retire.
Yeah.
Because as much as I disagree with the man, one of the biggest things I respect about Harry Reid, he knew when to call it done.
Well, and Congress suffers from the same problem that the Oklahoma legislature does. It's a club of retired old white men.
Well, the problem with Congress, it's not retired.
Yeah.
The problem with Congress is they've been there for 40 years.
Yeah. They need to retire.
They need to retire.
But the point is that they don't have another job. They haven't worked another job in at least 5 years. Any of them.
Oh, God, no. So I heard an interesting argument the other day. And I kind of want your opinion on it before I dive back into the fact that we are 48 hours away from a new president.
President-elect. Whatever. Donald Trump still has the nukes until January.
Buy beans and rice.
Oh, and so you're assuming Biden wins?
I didn't say that.
No, that is the logical
I didn't
conclusion
say
from
that.
what you said. You said we are 48 hours from a new president.
Yeah, because theoretically, whoever gets inaugurated will be a new president.
Sure. Okay. So you think Biden might actually win?
I don't know.
I think Trump's got it. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be close.
This is my opinion. If Trump wins, it'll be in a landslide.
I disagree.
I think if Trump wins, it'll be in a landslide.
I think it's going to be close regardless of who wins.
Because I don't.
What do you consider a landslide? 60%?
310 or higher.
What?
310 or higher.
Oh, the electoral college.
I work off statistics.
That might be. We're still on.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The electoral votes, that might be a blowout, but for the popular vote, it's going to be close. You may even have a 2016 situation.
I don't give a shit about the popular vote.
Makes a difference.
I don't care. It doesn't matter. 270 matters. That's it.
Okay.
You can look. You can pull a Hillary Clinton all day long and win the popular vote, win the popular vote, win the popular vote. If you have 269, the other person has 271. Guess what? It doesn't matter if you won the popular vote by 20 million votes.
The Democrats are still talking about it.
And I still don't give a shit.
It's the best argument for getting rid of the Electoral College.
It's not the best argument. It's the worst argument to anybody that has a brain.
Well, most people, when you put them in political groups, they don't have a brain.
No, that's true. Sheep mentality. I'm just saying, unless you live in New York, Chicago, or Los Angeles, you should not even remotely question the idea of getting rid of the Electoral College. Because eventually there will be a candidate that you don't like in your own party, like, oh, I don't know, Joe Biden. The only reason people are voting for Joe Biden, I'm convinced of this, the only reason people are voting for Joe Biden is for their disdain of Donald Trump. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Don Jr., on the other hand, different story. I mean, he's good. He's good. He's JFK kind of good.
Okay.
He's good.
I'll have to do some investigation. I have my doubts.
No. Oh, no. The argument I heard the other day was since you got banned from Facebook, that the Libertarian Party is about to overtake as the second major party.
Okay.
And it will be the Republicans and the Libertarians.
That's funny. So we're moving from fascists and socialists to fascists and nonpartisans.
Yeah. Oh.
You know what the really sad part is?
That the Republicans and Democrats are so similar that people can see the Democrats folding into the Republicans and nobody noticing.
When the Libertarian Party actually becomes
The second major party.
yeah, you know what's going to happen.
Oh, they're going to get taken over.
They're going to get co-opted.
Oh, yeah. But hey, take the Republican Party with 80 years to get it done.
What to co-opt the Democrats?
No, to get co-opted, period.
No.
Just saying, Roaring 20s, Republicans.
You want something completely random, like absolutely not related to what we're talking about?
Welcome to the show.
Somebody was telling me earlier about it sounds crazy, Oreos and salsa. No. They said it was actually really good. I kind of want to try it. All right. Are you coming back at any point? I'm taking that as a no.
Oh my god.
You want to wash that down with some Oreos and salsa? It could be great. You never know.
I think you just gave me COVID by saying that. That is the most disgusting thing I've heard since President Clinton.
They tried it with 10 different ones. They can tell you which one is best. 10 different types of salsa.
I also don't like sweet and spicy.
Well,
pick one. Be sweet or be
sucks
spicy.
to be you.
It's just weird.
I mean, I've tried pork rinds and whipped cream
Ew.
Yeah, that wasn't great. But Oreos and salsa. I'm. What?
Oh, nothing. You want me to leave that one alone too? Trust me.
4 kinds of whipped cream.
Yeah.
So.
Your 7-day weather forecast.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, my allergies are killing me.
I'm sorry to get us off topic. I don't even know what we're talking about anymore.
I
Oreos and salsa. That's what I got.
all I heard was helicopters and people throwing people out of them.
For eating Oreos and salsa.
Good Lord, that's freaking disgusting. Ugh. Like I love
How would
salsa.
you know?
Mm, mm.
My new life motto is that I'll try almost anything once. In reference to food, not.
I wasn't touching it. I was not gonna touch that.
So you're not interested in trying?
No, that's disgusting. Like I'll let you. We'll do it live and let you try it. But that's
scared.
I'm not scared. I'm protecting my taste bud virginity.
I'm protecting. That sounds like you're scared. Stuck to my shirt.
Shot to the heart. You're to blame. You give food.
That's
a bad name.
that's my political button. Just playing.
Oh my God.
Nothing on it.
That's the sad part is your political button is so not nothing.
I should.
I'm a total nothing political button.
I should make political buttons that just have a box on them, like an empty box.
That's gross.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that from now on.
Get committed.
To what, an insane asylum?
I mean, ladies and gents, this is the moment you've been waiting for. Good Lord.
So this is the most important election of our lifetime.
Oh yeah, just like the last 7.
Welcome to. I'm not Barbara Walters, but this is 2020.
Yeah. I'm not Baba Waba, but this is 2020.
What the hell was that?
So in drama in high school.
I'm not Barbara Walters. When?
Barbara Walters has a speech impediment.
Okay.
She never actually says this is Barbara Walters. And she says this is Barbara Walters. This is Barbara. This is Barbara Walters. And that's the point. She has a speech impediment. Go listen to it. But when she says Walters, it actually comes out Walters. Wawa. And this is Barbara Wawa. This is 2020. We're like a
Please tell me we're done.
Oh,
This is like a new low even for us.
I will make fun of Barbara Walters till the end of time. I don't give a shit.
Well, welcome to 2020. I think this might be it.
Because Barbara Walters just...
Kanye West has a shot at winning the White House.
No, Kanye West does not actually have a shot at winning the... Joe Jorgensen would win before Kanye West.
You never know. Kanye might win California.
Holy shit.
I'm so sorry I said that. I'm going to go home and sacrifice something so that doesn't happen. Like, try to take that back.
Nostradamus Award now goes to...
If Kanye actually wins California...
Dude, watch
Oh
this
my
shit show.
gosh.
Kanye wins California. JoJo pulls off like North Carolina or some other...
If she wins anything, it's going to be New Hampshire.
She's from Carolina.
It's going to be New Hampshire if she wins anything.
I'm just saying, could you see her pulling off her home state? Like, she pulls off her home state, Kanye pulls off California. You were an electoral nightmare.
Welcome to, what was it, 1800?
1800 or 1804.
Welcome to Congress.
But the difference then was the loser became vice president. They figured out that's a bad idea because all you got to do is have a duel with the president and you win. But think about that. Kanye pulls off California. JoJo pulls off her home state. I think it's North Carolina. They're two swing states.
If anything in this conversation actually happens, I hope it's that Joe Jorgensen wins New Hampshire.
Hell, JoJo pulls off her home state of North Carolina and pulls New Hampshire. Kanye wins California. And then you were literally
And we talked about North Carolina actually being
a swing state.
contested.
And then top that with this bullshit. Who picks a presidency? This Congress or the next one?
I said welcome to 1800. That scenario is welcome to 2016. Because you remember that argument in 2016. Who picks the next Supreme Court justice?
Mm-hmm.
This Congress or the next one? Or the Senate or the next one?
Well, because then you're talking about, okay, say Horn or say Bice beats Horn.
It would have to be the current Congress because inauguration. When did they take office? Did they take office in January?
I want to say they take office before the president.
I think you're right,
And you've also got
but I don't know.
special elections involved. You could flip Congress and the Senate.
Yeah.
Oh my god. At that point, I'm getting a lawn chair and a big screen.
Well, at that point, you might be able to just walk down to your local supermarket and carry one out the door without paying for it because,
It'd be total anarchy.
yeah, you want to talk about riots, looting.
Dude, if Kanye pulls more than 5% of the popular vote, I'm going to have aneurysm.
Well, all those millennials are out voting.
Vote bold, vote cold?
That's my line.
Oh, sorry.
JoJo 2020.
Dude, he did. She's like, this dude. I guess he was walking out of the voting booth, turned around to everybody that was voting and screamed, JoJo 2020, and walks out the door. And I was just like, why does this not happen to me?
I should dress in all yellow.
All right, we're not doing another episode.
Like this is the end of the show.
No, we're not doing another episode until after the leader of the free world is decided.
Yeah. Please go vote JoJo 2020. Joe Jorgensen. Joe, not Joe. Sorry.
Make your call right now. Who wins and electoral votes?
Oh. Trump wins presidency. Obviously, because he's not running for anything else. Number of electoral votes. Actually, I would not be surprised if he lost the popular vote. But then again, you don't care.
I don't care. I care about things that matter. Popular vote doesn't matter.
I'm saying he's within 5 votes of 270. I think he gets 270, but I think he's within 5 votes.
So somewhere between 270 and 275.
Yeah.
That's I'm actually
And the thing is, I don't even know if you can get that close. It might have to be somewhere between 270 and 280. But that's my call. Popular vote is going to be probably within 5%, probably within 2%.
so you're saying Trump wins and he gets somewhere between 270 and 275.
Yeah, 270, 275, maybe 280 if we're being generous.
Okay.
I'm sure there's actually a very specific combination that only gets him to 275.
There is, but I don't have time to figure it out.
Is that all you wanted to know?
Yep.
Vote both, vote gold, JoJo 2020, Joe Jorgensen, Joe not Joe. Who do you think wins? Do you think Biden wins?
I think Trump wins.
You think Trump wins? With
327 to 211.
okay,
I actually think it's going to be a landslide
okay.
because Joe Biden's been out 5 times in 5 days. Trump had 5 campaign stops in a day. And I can make the argument of Oregon flipping.
Well, and what we've
I can make the argument for Oregon flipping, Nevada going red, New Mexico going red, Michigan going red, Minnesota going red, Florida going red. I can make an argument for Virginia going red. I don't think it'll happen.
I've already said my tagline, so I'm not.
I just
There's so much that I could say, but I'm not going to engage in it because I could literally talk for 2 hours on this.
I can make an argument for a lot of blue states going red. Like supposedly blue states.
Yeah.
Actually, you said so. I know you said your tagline, but now you got me curious. You got me curious. What would happen
I have regrets.
if it still wouldn't be enough?
What?
If you go back to like historical,
Yeah.
even if Kanye won California and Joe won Carolina, Trump still wins.
Really?
Yes.
Well, if we're working off your model.
My model says he wins Florida, Pennsylvania, and Michigan.
Trump does win Pennsylvania, I'll give you that. I don't know about Florida. Maybe Michigan. Maybe.
I mean, even if you take
What's he at with those?
291,
Right.
if you take Michigan out, he gets 275.
Didn't you say earlier Florida was going blue?
I have a model in which Florida does go blue.
If they do, that knocks him down under the threshold, doesn't it?
Yep. That puts him at 246 to 202. But you're also talking about a third party winning 3 states.
I wish it would, but
I mean, one of them's California.
well,
Yeah.
that's
Now,
that's not even third party. That's independent. isn't
well, I have third party. I've got one option. Now, hypothetically, if Joe won, holy, no way.
it? I'm so sorry I said anything.
Joe went. Oh, it comes down to Michigan because it's 270 to win.
Yeah, we've run that model. We're keeping it in Michigan.
No,
Not with Kanye and JoJo.
Well, I can make the argument that Nevada, New Mexico go red. Nevada could because of Vegas and COVID and shutting down the industry.
I doubt it.
I doubt too, but and New Mexico could real easy. Actually, if there's one state that I could see voting LP, it's New Mexico.
Gary Johnson's.
I know. Okay, wrap your head around this. Say JoJo pulled off a miracle and won New Hampshire, New Mexico. Granted, that's only 9 electoral votes. That's also enough to stall out the presidency.
With or without Kanye.
Without Kanye.
If
I mean, if you're talking about Nevada going blue, Michigan going blue, Florida going blue, North Carolina and Pennsylvania going red, it ends up being 268 to 261 because JoJo would have the other 7 votes or 9 votes. This is my opinion, and this is granted it's a slanted opinion, so take it for what you will. I think, as we sit right now, Michigan goes red. 327 to 211, yeah. Because I think Florida goes red, North Carolina goes red, Pennsylvania goes red, Ohio goes red, Michigan goes red, Minnesota, because of recent riots, go red. I think New Mexico goes red, and I think Nevada has a real good shot at going red because Vegas has been shut down for a year.
okay, all right.
And if you know anything about Las Vegas, they need people to make money. I can see bartenders and servers and I'll even go as far as dancers and escorts and whatever. Like the entire hospitality industry in Southern Nevada does not want to get shut down. They're tired of being shut down. They've been tired of being shut down. This is the year, if it's possible. I don't see Colorado going red. The Colorado model that the Democrats came up with works, and it works effectively. But there's an argument for Oregon going red. There's an argument for parts of Washington going super red. I think that if you're going to make a year, and I've seen a model, honestly, that I can honestly believe of Virginia going red. But I don't think Virginia goes red. I don't think the left coast goes red. But I can see Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, New Mexico, and Nevada all going red. And if they do that, Trump wins 327 to 211, and the closest race to that in the last 100 years will be Reagan in 84. So, there's my opinion. I think it's Trump in the landslide.
All right.
Anyway, what's your tagline?
Kanye 2020.
I quit.
Go bold, vote gold, Judge of 2020.
Where can they find you on Twitter? Because you got banned for everything else.
I'm on the Twitter at the Lucas Cohen.
I'm on everything else. At Greg Jangle, Jerry G. J. I and Jilly. This show also gets streamed live on YouTube and Facebook and Twitch and Twitter with horrible audio quality because I haven't spent the time to do it and fix it yet. My bad, YouTube. I will fix it in the future, near future, I promise. Once I no longer live in a hotel room. This podcast is brought to you by me, myself, and I. Because we have no sponsors. If you'd like to sponsor us, call me. And if you want to call me, DM me on something. I'll text you my number.
He's everywhere.
I'm everywhere. I'm everywhere. This podcast is also on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Overcast, Anchor, wherever you find your podcast. This podcast is on it. Tell your friends, tell your family. We can only go as far as you let us go. And I want to thank everybody, especially the people in the 6 other countries besides the United States, that listen to us religiously, and please keep doing it because it means the world to me. With that being said, fall for nothing. Question everything and be prepared for anything. Until after the end of the world, or at least the election, whichever comes first. Till Valhalla, guys. Ah! It's over! And we no longer have to listen about... Seriously? Fucking Oreos and salsa? That's disgusting.
Oh, man. Dude, you want to try it, though?
No, I don't. That sounds absolutely terrible.
Pork rinds and whipped cream is not as bad as it sounds.
Pork rinds and whipped cream is a bad sex joke waiting to happen.
You say that like it comes from experience.
No, I'm saying like I came up with like 6 of them sitting there thinking about it.
We're still alive.
I know.
Oh.
Welcome to the after show. Holy crap, JJ. Were there some comments? Did you have a comment? Oh. So my back really, really hurts because he didn't come help me.
I was busy.
You're always busy.
I am always busy.
To me, I go fly.
We done?
I don't know. Are we done? Oh, we just got another viewer.
Oh my goodness.
I feel like I could sit here all night and do this.
Well, good luck with that. I'm leaving. This is my hotel room.
I legitimately thought about last week because you looked too tired to drive. About being like, hey, is the one next door, like, can I just like pay? All right. Apparently we're done. I love you guys. Till after the end of the world or the presidential election. Whichever comes first.
Same thing.
Same thing.
See ya.
Later.